Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudidayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let me share my screen and then we'll begin today's class. So that's 1 to 21 Bhagavatam. Let me know when you can see my screen. You can?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mahataji. Fine. So in the 20th shlok, we saw the translation read, thus established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the state of liberation from all material association. Let's see today's verse. Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse 21st. Suman Mataji, would you like to recite this?
Prabhuji, I'll try.
Yes, please.
Vidyate hridaya granthis chidyante sarv sanshaya shiyante chasya karmani drishta evat manishware.
In translation.
Thus the knot in the heart is pierced and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitative action is terminated when one sees the self as master.
Right. I think from very childhood, all the Indians have been trained and everyone pronounces, not just you Mataji, everyone pronounces this fruitative. I don't know why. So it's fruitive. I'm not just pointing out at you, but I have seen n number of times. Whenever there is this fruitive word, everyone, even I used to say fruitative in the beginning, but it's actually fruitive. Maybe this is how our teachers have trained us. I think so.
Prabhuji, I think so because my kid tried correcting me a number of times, but he always says I read it wrong.
I know, yeah. It's like it's very amazing and shocking in a way that I don't understand why we are accustomed to saying it fruitative. But anyways, maybe Krishna wants us to say. Let's see, the purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada said, attaining scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead means seeing one's own self simultaneously. As far as the identity of the living being as spirit self is concerned, there are a number of speculations and misgivings. The materialist does not believe in the existence of the spirit self, and empiric philosophers believe in the impersonal feature of the whole spirit without individuality of the living being. But the transcendentalists affirm that the soul and the supersoul are two different identities, qualitatively one, but quantitatively different. So this is called Achintya Bhed Abhed. Please remember, this is the philosophy of our movement. Achintya Bhed Abhed means simultaneously there is oneness and difference with Krishna. We are one with Krishna based on our qualities, and we are different or non-one based on our quantities. And the example is of a drop of water and ocean. That the drop of water has all the qualities of the ocean, but it cannot be called ocean because quantity wise it's very small compared to the vast ocean. Okay? So that's Achintya Bhed Abhed. There are many other theories, but all these different speculations are at once cleared off as soon as Shri Krishna is realized in truth by the process of Bhakti Yoga. Shri Krishna is like the sun, and the materialistic speculations about the absolute truth are like the darkest midnight. As soon as the Krishna sun is arisen within one's heart, the darkness of materialistic speculations about the absolute truth and the living beings is at once cleared off. In the presence of the sun, the darkness cannot stand. and the relative truths that were hidden within the dense darkness of ignorance become clearly manifested by the mercy of Krishna, who is residing in everyone's heart as the super soul. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.11, the Lord says that in order to show special favor to his pure devotees, he personally eradicates the dense darkness of all misgivings by switching on the light of pure knowledge within the heart of a devotee. Therefore, because of the personality of Godhead taking charge of illuminating the heart of his devotee, certainly a devotee engaged in his service in transcendental love cannot remain in darkness. He comes to know everything of the absolute and the relative truths. The devotee cannot remain in darkness, and because the devotee is enlightened by the personality of Godhead, his knowledge is certainly perfect. This is not the case for those who speculate on the absolute truth by dint of their own limited power of approach. Perfect knowledge is called parampara, or deductive knowledge coming down from the authority to the submissive oral receiver who is bona fide by service and surrender. One cannot challenge the authority of the Supreme and know him also at the same time. He reserves the right of not being exposed to such a challenging spirit of an insignificant spark of the whole, a spark subjected to the control of illusory energy. So Prabhupada would say that Krishna is not our order carrier, because there are many people who would say that, show me God. If you believe in God, then where is God? Can you show me God? Right? So Prabhupada said he is not your servant that you can order and he will manifest just to prove that he exists. This is not how it works. There is ghee in the milk, but there is a process to churn the ghee butter out of milk. You cannot just see milk and say, show me where is the butter. No, it takes time. There is a process to turn that milk into butter. Similarly, to see Krishna, there is a process. There is a fire in the wood. But then there is a process. If you burn the wood, then the fire comes out, isn't it? So there is a process, and then only we will be able to see God. And what is the process? Submissiveness. So the devotees are submissive, and therefore the transcendental knowledge descends from the personality of Godhead to Brahma, and from Brahma to his son and disciples in succession. So in our previous Bhagavad Gita class, last class, we did this Evam Parampara Prapti, that how the knowledge was given to Lord Brahma, to Lord Shiv, to Mother Lakshmi and the four sons of Kumara, and then it flew down from them, generations after generation, and that is called Guru Shishya Parampara. This process is held by the super soul within such devotees. That is the perfect way of learning transcendental knowledge. This enlightenment perfectly enables the devotee to extinguish spirit from matter, because what is spirit? Soul. That is spirit. From matter. Matter is anything that is material, non-spirit. So because the knot of spirit and matter is untied by the Lord, this knot is called ahankar, and it falsely obliges a living being to become identified with matter. As soon as this knot is loosened, therefore, all the doubt are at once cleared off. One sees his master and fully engages himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, making a full termination of the chain of fruitive action. In material existence, a living being creates his own chain of fruitive work and enjoys the good and bad effects of those actions life after life. But as soon as he engages himself in the loving service of the Lord, he at once becomes free from the chain of karma. His actions no longer create any reaction. जीवेरा स्वरूप होय Krishna Nitya Das. That our real identity is that we eternally serve Krishna. We are all eternal servants of Krishna. And that is the only thing that is going to give us happiness in our life. We can try everything else. We have been trying that for millions and trillions of lifetimes, but we are not yet happy or satisfied with anything we have. But the moment we turn to Krishna, and even though unwillingly we try to serve him, then slowly and slowly you will see that all the things will fall into places. That's like puzzle. Life is a puzzle game, and all the pieces when put together, then the full picture is shown. And that full picture is that we are all eternal servants of Krishna. So just we have to put in all the pieces together. anything that happens with us. Someone insults us, we become angry at many things. There is problem financially. There is so many things, and there are good things as well. And sometimes we are tested. Someone praises us. Oh, you do very nice, Kirtan. Oh, you are very good looking. This, that, right? So all these things, when everything we put together in a bigger picture and work towards our goal, and that is having loving relationship with Krishna or performing loving devotional service to Krishna, bhakti, then the final picture is completed. And then we go back to Krishna. Okay? So we'll go to the next slok, 1 to 22. Jitansha Prabhu, do you want to recite? Or Vedas Prabhu, either of you?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can recite.
Okay, Prabhu, go ahead.
Vasudeva Bhagavati Purvati Atma Prasadanam. Translation. Certainly, therefore, since time immemorial, all transcendentalists have been rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, with great delight, because such devotional service is unliving to the self.
Thank you. You can unmute. Sorry, mute yourself. Thank you. The speciality of devotional service unto the personality of Godhead Lord Sri Krishna is specifically mentioned herein. Lord Sri Krishna is the Swayam Roop personality of Godhead, and all other forms of Godhead beginning from Sri Baldev, Sankarshan, Vasudev, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Narayan, and extending to the Purush Avatar, Gun Avatar, Leela Avatar, Yug Avatar, and many other thousands of manifestations of the personality of Godhead are Lord Sri Krishna's plenary portions and integrated parts. So let's see each one of them. It starts with Baldev. So we all know Balramji or Lakshmanji or Baldev in Jagannath, Baldev Subhadra, Nityanand Prabhu. They are all Sri Baldev. Then Sankarshan, Vasudev, Aniruddha and Pradyumna. These four are Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna. Then there are Narayan expansions of Sri Krishna. Then there are Purusha Avatar. There are three Purusha Avatar. Those are Karanadakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu and Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Then there is Gun Avatar, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv. These are the Gun Avatar. Then there are Leela Avatar. Like Lord Krishna, when he has to perform Leela, he comes as Krishna. He comes as Ram. So these are all Leela Avatar of Krishna. And then there are Yuga Avatars. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. He comes only once in millennium. So that is the Yuga Avatar. And there are many such avatars. Okay. There are different, as I said, not me, as it is said that Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Hari is Anant, unlimited. Right? So there are unlimited avatar of Sri Krishna. But our avatari is Sri Krishna. 1.3.28 Bhagavatam says, Ite chamsa kalahapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Loke Mridanti Yuge Yuge. That after explaining all these incarnations, the real, the origin, the avatari is Sri Krishna. Ite chamsa kalahapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Sud Goswami is declaring this in Bhagavatam, that he is the Swayam original person. And then Brahmaji also supports the same statement in Brahma Samhita, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. He is also saying the same thing. Shri Krishna is confirming himself, Matta Paratarat Nanyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. 7.7, sorry, Bhagavad Gita. So he again says the same thing. Aham Sarvasya Prabhava Matta Sarvam Pravartate. 10.8, he said the same thing. 5.29, he's saying the same thing. And then Lord Shiv is also saying the same thing. Aradhana Vishnu Aradhana Param. In the Padma Puran, he says that Aradhana Nam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhana Param. Out of all the Aradhana that we do, the worship of Lord Vishnu is the topmost. So again, there is no difference between Vishnu and Krishna. So ultimately, it all traces back to Sri Krishna. Moving forward. The living entities are separated parts and parcels of the personality of Godhead. Therefore, Lord Sri Krishna is the original form of Godhead and he is the last word in the transcendence. Thus, he is more attractive to the higher transcendentalists who participate in the eternal pastimes of the Lord In forms of the personality of Godhead other than Sri Krishna and Baldev, there is no facility for intimate personal contact as in the transcendental pastimes of the Lord at Brajabhumi. The transcendental pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna are not newly accepted, as argued by some less intelligent persons. His pastimes are eternal and are manifested in due course once in a day of Brahmaji, as the sun rises on the eastern horizon and at the end of 24 hours. So, that is Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. Every yug, 1 millennium, 1 kalpa. In 1 kalp, 12 hours of Brahma, Lord Krishna appears only once. And Lord Krishna has appeared, the original Lord Krishna has appeared just 5,000 years ago. So that is why this is our fortune. We are very, very close to going back to Godhead if we realize this. Extremely close, because 5,000 years, though it may appear 5,000, but if you calculate Lord Brahma's lifetime, that is 4.32 billion. So 5,000 compared to 4.32 billion is so small. And on top of that, we are more fortunate because Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the ripened form, Krishna, Bhakti, he appeared 500 years back. And to top that, Prabhupada, he appeared just 50 years back. He was with us. 1977, until 1977, he was with us. So it cannot get better than this. This is the best. And actually Prabhupada said that my second and third generation is going to be the strongest among the devotees. So Prabhupada was the first generation, and then the second generation is our gurus, and we are the third generation actually. So he has said this, my third generation is going to be the strongest in bhakti. So this is a golden opportunity, not my words, Prabhupada's words. So this is the golden opportunity for all of us. Lord Krishna just 5,000 years back, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this is very special because only in this Manvantar it is mentioned in which we are today. We also did this Manvantar and everything in our last class, the calculation of Kal. Only in this special Manvantar the original Krishna comes from Golok Vrindavan Dham. In the other Manvantars, in the next Manvantar or in the next Kal, Lord Krishna will not come. The original Krishna will not come. His expansion is going to come. Right? Like we explained that the original Lord Ramchandra did not come this time. He came in the other 24. This is 27. So he came in the 24th cycle. So similarly, original Krishna comes in this 27, where we are standing right now. And only when the original Krishna comes, Mahaprabhu comes. Only when original Krishna. So that is how fortunate. And only when these two come, Prabhupada comes. The real Prabhupada from Golok Vrindavan Dham. So just imagine how close. And that is why one of the quotes I sent today in the group of Sri Prabhupada. So it was that do whatever it takes, really. If you have to find bhakti, if you have to just make your life successful, don't miss this golden opportunity because it can't get better. And even though we are in Kali Yuga, this is the golden period of Kali Yuga. It will not get better than this. So let's give our best. Moving forward, 1 to 23. Do we have Giriraj Prabhu on the call? No?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, so do you want to recite this?
Yes, Prabhuji. Sattum rajastama iti prakritergunaistair parapurusha ekahyasya datte sthitya hari virinchi hareti samgnya shreyamsi tatra khalu sattvatanor. Can you just go? Okay, yes. Translation. The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness, and ignorance. And just for the material world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, he accepted the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Of these three, all human beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of the quality of goodness.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. So people argue when it comes to Lord Shiva and ISKCON. You will find so many people, so many comments, and so many things. So people need to understand, and especially us devotees need to understand, that Lord Krishna only appears as Lord Shiva. There is no difference. It's not that they are different people. They are same actually. So when Lord Krishna appears as Guna Avatar, he appears as Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Now I've explained this before that, sorry, pardon me. When this whole creation begins, Janma dasya yaton vayati tarata, Chatesha bhigyan swarat, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavye Muyanti Yat Surya. So at that time, when the Pradhan is agitated by the glance of Mahavishnu, and Mahavishnu does not come in contact with Prakriti, then Sadashiv Tattva, he expands himself as Shambhu, and then he mixes with Prakriti, and that is how everything comes into being. And the Sadashiva Tattva is not different from Vishnu Tattva. They are on the same level. And then Shambhu further manifests into Rudra when Lord Brahma starts creating everything and he becomes angry. Then the Raudra form, the angry form manifests, and that is Shambhu manifesting as Rudra. And then the Rudra expands into 11 form, and Lord Shiva is one of those forms, right? So in one sense, there is no difference because this is an eternal debate between Shaivites and Vaishnavites that they are not different actually. They are same. But the quality and the pastimes are different. For instance, we have parents, mother's role is different and father's role is different. They are one family. But then different roles. Brother's role is different, sister's role is different, friend's role is different. Similarly, when Lord Krishna has to appear for annihilation, he appears as Lord Shiva. And we find the Praman in Bhagavad Gita, he says, among the Rudras I am Shiv, right? So he wouldn't lie in Bhagavad Gita, and the Shastras wouldn't lie. So we have to understand that these three guna actually are. And then Shiv assumes the form of demigod, of a devata. That does not mean that his position is challenged. When Krishna appears as a devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that does not mean that his challenge is questioned or is challenged, or his position is challenged or questioned. No, he still is God. Similarly, Lord Shiva is God, even though he is playing the role of a demigod, of a devata, but still he is a tattva, he is Shiva tattva, right? It is more subtle, it gets more complex and subtle, but just understand for now that he is assuming the role of a devata. He is part and parcel of Krishna, like all the other creation, and he is a separate tattva. He is eternal. When everything dies, even Lord Brahma. So again, understand this, that Lord Brahma, there are two Lord Brahma. The Jiva Brahma, he dies after 100 years. So the calculation 311 trillion.4 billion years, that is for the Jiva Brahma, not for the eternal Brahma. The eternal Brahma is Lord Krishna. So there are two Brahmas. When we will study cosmology, we will do this in greater details in the second, third and fifth canto of Bhagavatam. So this is being spoken. The Devata is that Jiva Brahma. The original Brahma is again not Devata. He is also God. He is also Krishna. And Shiv is a Tattva. Neither demigod, neither God. He is a separate entity altogether. And that is a very special position that no one other than Lord Shiva has. So he is also eternal. Okay. So now let's jump into the purport. That Lord Shri Krishna by his plenary path should be rendered devotional service as explained above is confirmed by this statement. Lord Shri Krishna and all his plenary parts are Vishnu Tattva, or the Lordship of Godhead. From Shri Krishna, the next manifestation is Baldev. From Baldev is Sankarshan. From Sankarshan is Narayan. From Narayan, there is the second Sankarshan, and from this Sankarshan, the Vishnu Purush avatar. Okay? So the original Govinda Madi Purusham or Sarva Karane Karanam is Krishna. From Krishna manifests Lord Balram. Lord Balram, when he is in Braj Bhumi, in Vrindavan Dham, then he is Balram. When he has to leave Braj and go to Dwarka, Mathura, then he manifests as Mool Sankarshan. And when he steps outside the boundary of this complete Golok and enters Vaikuntha, other Vaikuntha planets, then he assumes the form of Mahasankarshan. And then there are many incarnations, and Narayan, thus the story that we hear, the pastimes that Jay and Vijay were cursed. So that is Narayan actually. When Lord Balram, he stepped outside, the Mool Sankarshan steps outside, then he assumes the form of Narayan. So whenever we think of this, listen of this Vaikuntha planet, so that is Narayan, right? Who is there with Mahalakshmi. And then Narayan further expands into Sankarshan. And then there is the Chaturvyu form. Vasudev, Sankarshan, and Niruddha Pradyumna. Those four come as Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan. Then there is second incarnation of the same four form. And then comes the Purush avatars. Mahavishnu, that is the cause of this material. So until now, it was spiritual expansions. Now comes the material. So with Lord Vishnu, Karunadakshay Vishnu, he glances over material nature. And then there is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and then there is Kshirodakshay Vishnu, and then there are the Guna avatars. So these are all playing the role of inside this material world, but they are spiritual, completely spiritual. Okay, the Vishnu or the deity of the quality of goodness in the material world is the Purush avatar known as Kshirodakshay Vishnu or Paramatma. Brahma is the deity of Rajas, passion, and Shiv of ignorance. They are the three departmental head of the three qualities of this material world. Now again, never be in this misconception that Shivji is in ignorance. No. Shivji, Lord Shiv, is the master of people who are in ignorance. Right? The person, the superintendent of a jail, is not a criminal. He is taking care of the jail. Right? Yamraj does not live in hell. He is in charge of the people in hell. He lives in his own abode called Shamanipuri. So these are just misconception that he lives in hell and the jailer lives in jail. No. That is not the thing. Lord Shiva is never in the mode of ignorance. Lord Shiva has special mercy for the people who are in the mode of ignorance. Okay. So they are the three departmental heads of the three qualities of this material world. Creation is made possible by Brahma's quality of passion and his endeavor. It is maintained by the goodness of Vishnu, and when it requires to be destroyed, Lord Shiva does it by the Tandav Nritya. The materialists and the foolish human beings worship Brahma and Shiva respectively. Why? The materialist, meaning the people who have nothing to do with getting out of this material world, who just want something in return, business. I am doing this because I want this. And the Praman is all the demons. Ravan worshipped Lord Shiva. Hiranyakashipu worshipped Lord Brahma. Right? There is not a single demon who has ever worshipped Lord Vishnu in any of the scriptures. Or after worshipping Vishnu, there is no one who did not go back to Godhead. Be it Prahlad Maharaj, who was actually in the demon family. He worshipped Narasimhadev and he was completely spiritual. Dhruv Maharaj, he also goes to Lord Vishnu with a material mindset that I want a kingdom because he was insulted by his stepmother. So he said that I want to get a kingdom that is greater than even Lord Brahma, my forefather. And he had a material desire. He goes to do penance of Lord Vishnu, and when Lord Vishnu appears in front of him, all his material desires are cleansed. And he says, I want nothing now because I have seen your transcendental form. But when Ravan saw Shivji, or when Hiranyakashipu saw Brahmaji, their material desires were not satisfied, or they did not turn to spirituality. They still wanted all the things they asked for, immortality or the power, position, and a great kingdom. This is all they wanted. So that is why the statement is that the materialist and the foolish human beings, because they were fools. If you go to Lord Shiva and you say that I want a €2 Kit Kat, that is foolishness, isn't it? Lord Shiva, who can give you a complete chocolate factory, why would you ask him for just one pack of Kit Kat? So when Lord Shiva can award you liberation, he can get you out of this birth, repeated birth and death. Why would someone ask for anything that is not to do with Lord, Supreme Lord? So that is why it is called foolishness and material mentality. Don't take this otherwise. But the pure transcendentalists worship the form of goodness, Vishnu, in its various forms. Vishnu is manifested by his millions and billions of integrated forms and separated forms. The integrated forms are called Godhead, and the separated forms are called the living entities or the Jeev. Both the Jeev and Godhead have their original spiritual forms. Jeev are sometimes subjected to the control of material energy, but the Vishnu forms are always controllers of this energy. When Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, appears in the material world, he comes to deliver the conditioned living beings who are under the material energy. So again, Vishnu is not directly in contact with this material world, does not mean that things are not working as per his supervision. No. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sucharachara. So he says everything is working. This material nature, Prakriti, who is governing this material world, she is working under my supervision. For instance, the CEO of your company need not come to the company every day. He is sitting somewhere, maybe he is on a vacation, holidaying somewhere, but still he knows whatever is going on in his company. He is indirectly involved in the company, and that is exactly what happens with us. That Krishna need not be there every day looking for what is happening day to day, but he has all his monthly and quarterly reports done by Lord Indra and Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, and everyone just reports to him that yes, things are working as per the rules and regulations, right? So such living being appear in the material world with intentions of being lords. Sorry, we missed. So he comes to deliver the conditioned living beings who are under the material energy. Such living beings appear in the material world with intentions of being lords, and thus they become entrapped by the three modes of nature. As such, the living entities have to change their material coverings for undergoing different terms of imprisonment. The present house of the material world is created by Brahma under instructions of the personality of Godhead, and at the conclusion of a kalp, the whole thing is destroyed by Shiv. So what is kalp? 12 hours of Lord Brahma, one day. That is one day. So 12 hours day, 12 hours night, 24 hours. So that 12 hours is called kalp, 4.32 billion years. And after one kalp, at the end of one kalp, Lord Shiva does his Tandav dance. And the whole creation, there is annihilation, pralay. And there is heavy rains and everything, lightning, rains, and everything is destroyed other than Jagannath Puri. Everything is destroyed within the three worlds. And only Brahmalok, I have heard or I have read somewhere that only the top three lokas, that is Brahmalok, then there is Janalok and Tapalok. Only these three lok remain. And all the other lok, so the people who have done very, very pious deeds, the people of Maharlok, Bhuvarlok, and only few people of Swargalok, they are given a chance to go to the higher top three lokas during this annihilation, and rest all of us who are not as pious. So we all will enter the body of Mahavishnu after Lord Shiva does his Tandav dance. Everything is destroyed. We all die at that time. We enter inside the body of Mahavishnu in a deep slumber, sleep that is called Sushupta Sthiti, and then Lord Brahma sleeps for 12 hours. All of us are also resting with Lord Brahma, 4.2 billion years. And then again he starts in his second day, he starts everything, the creation process again. So every single day after 12 hours of sleep, he creates. And wherever we were, just before annihilation, we begin from there. So based on our past karma, then again we resume. So just understand like we are playing video game and we are called by our mother for dinner. So we just hit pause, do dinner, come back, hit resume and start playing the game or whatever it is, watching movie, whatever it could be, right? So exactly that thing happens with us after every kalp. And that all ends with the Tandav Nritya of Lord Shiva, sorry. But as far as maintenance of the prison house is concerned, it is done by Vishnu, as much as the state prison house is maintained by the state. Anyone, therefore, who wishes to get out of this prison house of material existence which is full of miseries like repetition of birth, death, disease, and old age, must please Lord Vishnu for such liberation. Lord Vishnu is worshipped by devotional service only, and if anyone has to continue present life in the material world, he may ask for relative facilities for temporary relief from the different demigods like Shiv, Brahma, Indra, and Varun. No demigod, however, can release the imprisoned living being from the conditioned life of material existence. This can be done only by Vishnu. Therefore, the ultimate benefit may be derived from Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. 24. Who is going to decide this?
Who I will say?
Yes, please.
पार्थिवतरुणो धूमस्तस्मात् अग्निस्प्रेमाय तामस्तु रजस्तस्मात् सत्त्वं यत् ब्रह्म दर्शनम्. Translation: Firewood is a transformation of earth, but smoke is better than the rock, and fire is still better. For by fire we can derive the benefits of superior knowledge through Vedic sacrifices. Similarly, passion, rajas, is better than ignorance, tamas, but goodness, sattva, is best, because by goodness one can come to realize the absolute truth.
As explained above, one can get release from the conditioned life of material existence by devotional service to the personality of Godhead. It is further comprehended herein that one has to rise to the platform of the mode of goodness, tattva, so that one can be eligible for the devotional service of the Lord. And this is called conditioning. So when we begin our journey in Krishna consciousness, you will see that we have many habits. Past life habits or habits from this life. Maybe we get angry too quickly, or we get hurt, we are too sensitive, we oversleep, we overeat, we over gossip. So there are so much of conditioning. And this is all the byproducts of mode of ignorance and mode of passion. Majority of people, they are in mode of ignorance because they are in anxiety, depression, stress, and not doing much about life. And they are just sad. Most of the time they are sad, not knowing why. Then there are people who are in mode of passion. They just want to do things. They have it's like a rat race. They have no clue what they are doing, why they are doing. In the end, all they do is pay bills. So all these motivational speakers and all of them, they are in this category. But then you will see that slowly and slowly, when you do bhakti, so in the beginning we have these problems, these issues with us. But slowly, as we progress by chanting, associating with the devotees, hearing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and doing small services like cooking or doing something, whatever it is, as per our capacity, slowly you will see that there will be a shift from the modes. From ignorance, you will rise to passion. From passion, you will rise to goodness. It depends on our intensity. So don't think that I just begin bhakti and within 2 months I will just go from here to there. No, it depends on your intensity. How intensely or attentively are you chanting? How strongly are you desiring for this association of devotees? But one thing is guaranteed, that you will come to the platform of goodness no matter what. It might take you 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 15, 20, but if you don't quit this bhakti movement, this process, this is guaranteed that you will come to the mode of goodness. And only until you have come, unless you have come to this mode of goodness, you cannot excel in bhakti. You have to give up ignorance and passion if you have to be situated in bhakti. You might come to bhakti, but to sustain in bhakti, you have to actually be in mode of goodness. And to come to the transcendental bhakti, or to actually transcend that goodness as well. But the least minimum is you step up to that goodness platform. And that is why I see, and I'm very happy that few of you who have just been connected with us, you are coming to Mangal Aarti every day. You are hearing, despite your busy schedule, you are hearing the lectures. So this is amazing, and this is clearly a sign and mercy from Krishna. When we desire, when we have that intensity, or even if you are coming here and sitting for these evening lectures, or you are chanting or doing anything, just offering one glass of water to Krishna, This is also progress. Or coming to, like yesterday, we had so nice prasadam, all the devotees cooperated and we cooked so nice dishes. So this is all progress actually. It might seem like something material, but no, that is not material. Cooking for yourself, cooking in a restaurant and cooking for a temple, that is a great difference. And this is completely mode of goodness. Whereas cooking in a restaurant or for yourself would be either ignorance, depending on what you cook, or mode of passion because you are there for earning money. But this is completely seva bhav, what happened yesterday. So that is goodness. Moving on. So, but if there are impediments on the progressive path, anyone, even from the platform of tamas, can gradually rise to this tattva platform by the expert direction of the spiritual master. Sincere candidates must therefore approach an expert spiritual master for such a progressive march, and the bona fide expert spiritual master is competent to direct a disciple from any stage of life, tamas, rajas, or sattva. It is a mistake, therefore, to consider that worship of any quality or any form of supreme personality of Godhead is equally beneficial. Except Vishnu, all separated forms are manifested under the conditions of material energy, and therefore the forms of material energy cannot help anyone to rise to the platform of sattva, which alone can liberate a person from material bondage. Now, this is very heavy, but we have to understand that according to a particular mood, only someone worships someone. For example, I have the liberty to be friends with 7 billion people in this world. But I choose according to my nature who I want to be friends with, isn't it? If my thought matches with someone, they will be in my friend circle. If it does not matches, they will not be. So similarly, who we approach to worship also depends on our nature, our progress. Understood? So that is what is being said. This statement or paragraph is not a disrespect to the Devi Devatas saying that don't go there, but this is saying that everyone is in their own journey and pace. And the best example is that not all trains reach to one destination. No. If I have to go to US, I will not catch a flight of New Delhi. So I cannot expect that all the flights will me to New York. No, that is foolishness. If I sit on a New Delhi flight, I will go to New Delhi. I will not go to New York, isn't it? So similarly, when people say all roads lead to one destination, no, don't believe such quotes. That is not true. If you are worshipping ghost and spirit, if you are learning black magic, you cannot expect that you will become a great pure devotee of Lord Vishnu. No, you will go there. If you are worshipping the Devi Devatas, you will go to Swarglok top maximum. If you are worshipping Lord Shiva, if you have desires, you will go to Kailash. And if you are worshipping him with no desires, because he is a Param Vaishnav and you want that you become a Vishnu Bhakt or a Vaishnav, then he will award you Vishnu Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti. But it all comes down to your desire, what you desire. So that is the meaning of this particular paragraph. The uncivilized state of life or the life of the lower animals is controlled by the mode of tamas. The civilized life of man with a passion for various types of material benefits is the stage of rajas. The rajas state of life gives a slight clue to the realization of the absolute truth in the forms of fine sentiments and philosophy, art and culture with moral and ethical principles. But the mode of sattva is a still higher state of material quality which actually helps one in realizing the absolute truth. In other words, there is a qualitative difference between the different kinds of worshipping methods as well as the respective results derived from the predominating deities, namely Brahma, Vishnu and Har. You will never find any devotee or any temple of Lord Vishnu where there will be animal sacrifice, right? Where there will be alcohol or meat. Whereas you will find in different temples. Why? That is not because the Devi wants to drink alcohol or meat. No. That is because you are conditioned. You have a problem. But Devi is so merciful that she says, fine, no worries. Even because I am your mother and you are a spoiled brat, you are a spoiled child. But what to do? I am your mother, I am Jagadamba after all. So I need to take care of you. So you just come to my temple, you worship whatever you can offer, you offer, and I will take care of you. That after many, many births, slowly and slowly you will rise from that ignorant state to passion state. And then after from many, many, many births, then you will rise to the Sattva state. And then after millions and millions of lifetimes, you will come to Hari Bhakti. Right? So this is the process actually. And that is why it happens, all these things. Fine. So with that, I'm going to stop here and open the floor for question and answer. Hare Krishna. Do we have any question? Yes, Ankut Prabhu, you have a question or some comment?
Yeah, I was going to ask, sometimes I listen to the lectures while I'm driving the car, or if I'm having a shower in the bathroom. Is there anything wrong with that?
No, Prabhu, nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's two things I want to know. Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Yes. Jyoti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhuji, you said when Shivji will do Tandav after this Kalp, and then the whole Prithvi will, we will go to some other, what do you say?
Mahavishnu's body.
Mahavishnu's body. But we heard that Kashi will be, even if there is a pralay on Prithvi, Kashi will be safe. Is it true?
So, when that is said, there is not one Kailash. Okay? There is one Kailash in Swargalok. There is one Kailash in Sadashiv Dham. That is the Dham, abode. That is spiritual, not material. Then there is one Kailash planet on this Prithvi in the Himalayas. Right? So there are different. So when it is said that Kashi will not go anywhere, because it is said that Kashi is actually standing on the Trishul, trident of Shivji, right? So that is true as well. Yeah, that is true as well. But which one, that we don't know. Right? So there are different
Kashi. We have some more Kashi.
There could be, I'm not sure, I cannot comment, but there, as per the scriptures, it's not just one. So when, for instance, Jagannath Puri, okay? Jagannath Puri is only manifested in Kali Yuga. It is not there in others. So this form of Jagannath Ji actually only manifests after the 50th year of Lord Brahma. Before this 50th year, it was Neel Madhav and not Jagannath Ji. And also this Jagannath Puri comes only during this Kali Yuga. And then it goes. Because it is most Avatar means very merciful. Lord Jagannath is extremely merciful. That is why he only manifests in Kali Yuga, then he goes away in the 3 yugas. And then again he manifests in Kali Yuga, this Jagannath Puri Dham. Right? So there are many mysteries around that, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one more story I heard about Jagannath Ji, ki every 10 years the Murti will, the caste Murti है उनकी वो change की जाती है, change every 10 years. Yes. So there is a substance which we call in the stories it is said that it is the heart of Lord Krishna.
Yeah, I know. That is not bona fide actually. That is like a folk story. Folk story means that the local, local story. So many people believe, because the whole electricity is cut off for that night in Jagannath Puri, and then the head pujari, he goes and then he has this heart-to-heart conversation with because only to the head pujari, Jagannath Ji says that for my next, this will be the wood that will be used, and you will find those wood there, right? So only there is the conversation between these two personalities, the head pujari and Lord Jagannath. So it is believed that so this is not as per Shastra, because I've heard in the lecture that this is not mentioned anywhere. What they speak, that when Lord Krishna departed from this world, so his heart traveled through the seas to Jagannath Puri, and then they have his heart. No, that is just a folk story, and we should not comment on that because this is something that they believe and we respect everyone. But yeah, this is not given anywhere, Mataji, in the Shastra. So we don't propagate that thing.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yes. Abhishek Prabhu.
Can I come in here?
Yes, Prabhuji, yeah.
They say that the Jagannath temple is as old as 4 yugas. That means you add the 4 yugas and it comes to 4.32
billion.
That's as old as the Jagannath temple. Can you verify that?
Yeah, so Prabhu, Jagannath temple is spiritual. That is not material. Yeah?
Eternal. Huh?
It is eternal, yeah. This is a dham. When in the 11th canto, who was that? I always forget his name. Who was sitting in Jagannath Puri? Markandeya Rishi, yes. Markandeya Rishi, he was sitting in Jagannath Puri and he was meditating. Lord Krishna came as young boy playing bansuri, flute. And then Lord Krishna asked, what do you want? And then he said that I want to see a glimpse of Maya. And then he sees that just within a moment, he passed through millions of lifetimes and he saw all the annihilations, the pralay, and everything, and he started shivering. And at that time, when he was very scared, he saw that there is only one place alive, and that is Jagannath Puri.
I see.
And he goes to Jagannath Puri and he starts meditating on Lord Krishna, and all of a sudden, he opens his eyes and then he sees that it was just a fraction of a second. Lord Krishna was just sitting in front of him when he has asked for that boon, and within a fraction of 1 second, he traveled for millions of lifetime and millions of annihilation, and ultimately he was in Jagannath Puri. So that is the glorification of Jagannath Puri. It is eternal.
Yeah, it's eternal, yeah. So it wouldn't be wrong to say, or it would be right to say that it is 4 yugas old.
It is, yeah. So what happens is, Prabhu, that it is there throughout the 4 yugas, but it is in unmanifested state.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
It only manifests in Kali Yuga for us.
Okay, all right, yeah. It's there, but thank you.
It's
Thank you very much.
Yeah, because there are 4 dham. So in the Satyuga, there is Badrikashram, Badrinath. Then in the Treta Yuga, it is Rameshwaram. In the Dwapar Yuga, it is Dwarka. And in Kali Yuga, it is. So these are the main dham of a particular yuga.
Jagannath, in the 4th one,
For Kali Yuga, yes. For Kali Yuga.
Okay.
Huh?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, in our coming Snan Yatra, I will give you more details in the lecture.
All right, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hari. Yes. Any other question? Okay. So, yes, Saman Mataji, do you have a question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one thing from the verses we read today, we got the meaning.
Yeah.
Again, I am puzzled with one thing. I listen the lectures. I am very happy I can relate, and I know that if I will be again repeating from YouTube video, then I remember everything. And I open database every time. I go through shlok and its purport. Then I read it. I feel it. कि मैंने पढ़ा था. Why don't I remember anything when I'm sitting blank? Like I'm not saying that shloka तो नहीं याद होंगे.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I mean, like कि अगर मैं बैठी हूँ and I want to remember something or I want to, एक होता है ना कि आप बैठे हो.
Understood. Yeah. So
अच्छा टाइम याद करते हो, आपको खुशी मिलती है. तो मुझे अगर कोई भजन के लिरिक्स याद आते हैं या मुझे कोई पढ़ी हुई अच्छी चीज याद आती है तो मुझे खुशी होती है. पर मैं ब्लैंक हो जाती हूँ.
I will give you an example. Let's say, okay, I will take my example, or I can ask you that if your parents slap you, okay, your mother or father just gives you a slap. So will you remember it after 3-4 days? After a week, you will remember it, right? that your parents slapped you. But when you were 2, 3 year old and our parents used to slap us, within 5 minutes we would forget that, isn't it? And then again we will run into the arms of our father and mother, whoever slapped us. And we forgot actually. We would not remember that they slapped us, isn't it? Or they would slap us and then we will start crying and they will give us candy and then we will forget. That episode is completely erased, gone. We were slapped. But now, what to say about slap? If someone says something to me, I will never forget that for my life or probably eternity. Why? Because the consciousness is so much developed today, isn't it? So this is what happens is when we start in our bhakti, so it's like a child. We are like a child. We don't pay attention to many details. For example, if you go to a temple or if you saw a deity, you wouldn't remember the dress which they were wearing, which all jewelry were they wearing, right? If we go to any place, we won't remember all these stuff. But as our bhakti becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, this is exactly what is Krishna consciousness. Consciousness means that every moment you are conscious of the fact of Hari, of Krishna. So then you will remember after some time, oh, today Krishna was wearing green, Radharani was wearing this, and in Krishna's turban there was a butterfly today. And tomorrow or yesterday there was a different, maybe there was a monkey behind them. Something like that. You will remember all the minute details. Why? Because your consciousness is now developed. And like now, if my parents slap me, I will never forget that. So when you are advanced in Krishna consciousness, if you hear anything, even in your dreams, you will never forget that. So this is all consciousness. We have to keep going because millions of lifetime we were not in this consciousness. And still your mind and your surrounding, Maya Devi, everyone would want you to oppose this thing. There will be many incidents in your life where you will feel like quitting bhakti. Oh, this Prabhuji did that to me. Oh, why did he say like that about Lord Shiva? Or why did they say like this for Mayavadi? Why are they insulting Shankaracharya all the time? Or some Mataji told me like this. Or Mataji did not say Hare Krishna to me. She did not smile back at me. Or I did not get food today in the temple. I served so much years in the temple. So all these things are tests by Maya Devi. They would want us to be away from Krishna. But we have to fight back all the time. And then Mataji, definitely, it happened with me. It took me years and years to remember all the names. Who is Haridas Thakur? Who is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Who is this? Who is Narottam Das Thakur? I would not pay attention at all. I would be seeing so many lectures. I would know them by face, but I would not know their name actually. But now as time passed, now if I hear any lecture or I get to know the name of any Maharaj, I just remember. I will not forget that name ever. So it's a time-taking process, Mataji, okay?
Can I come in here, please?
Yes, Ankar Prabhu.
Is it because they enter into the subconscious mind, the subconscious region of the mind?
Mm-hmm.
It's a storehouse. The subconscious part is a storehouse of your memory. Mm-hmm. You only remember it in latter years, as you get older.
Yeah. It's not exactly that, Prabhuji. That is true what you're saying, that everything that we see is being registered in our subconscious mind. Even when we sleep, the subconscious mind is still awake. Yeah, that is why we dream, right?
Yeah.
And we mostly dream the things that we have seen and we don't remember. For instance, I am passing by and I see so many boarding of advertisement and I don't remember them all. But sometimes in my sleep, I will see such things that I don't remember because my subconscious mind has registered that. That is a different thing. But here the thing is about being present, being conscious, and completely being absorbed in those things.
Yeah, okay.
For instance, if you are good at something, like my wife, if you give her any dish, she will tell all the spices that have been used in that dish. I cannot do that. Even if you give me good or bad, I will not know the difference. I will just eat it. But she can tell, oh, this was the spice that was used, this is more, this is less. Because she is completely absorbed in that thing. She knows that thing too well. Similarly, now we are just beginning as a child in Krishna consciousness. But when we become experts, when we have known the things, we have heard so many times the same katha, Bhagavad Gita, Ajamil Katha, Dhruv Charitra, Prahlad Charitra, Narsimha Katha, we have heard it 10 times, 20 times, 25, 30 times. Now it is, like Ankut Prabhu says, it is fit in our subconscious mind.
Yes,
It is just there. And then very quickly you can remember. For instance, I know people, but there is one devotee, I struggle so much to play Mridanga, but he hears a tune. Just one time he has heard that tune, he will go to the temple and play it like a professional. Just one time, not even practiced. Right? Because he has played so much in his life, Mridanga, that he does not need to practice. It is there in his blood now, that thing. So similarly, we have to just come to that platform.
Yeah. I know one person who played the harmonium once or twice and is very good at it now, and that's you.
I know I'm not good, Prabhu. Yeah, I'm still learning.
It didn't take you long.
Yeah, that is mercy of Subhadra Devi on me. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so Mataji, I don't know your name. So Ashani Mataji's mother.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, actually, I have means like the second last sloka was too technical, so it was going hard. But anyway, like there was a point you told like Ravan was worshipping
Lord Shiva.
Yeah, Lord Shiva with a mode of desire.
Yeah.
But my question here is, like, if we take the example of Ravan and Duryodhana, they see God in front of them, but still why their mind was not purified?
Yes, that is very important question, Mataji. We also see God in front of us, but still, it is because our desires. Even though Krishna was present in front of Duryodhana, Lord Shiva was present in front of Ravan, but still their desire was to become Lord, isn't it? Duryodhana wanted to become the king and Ravan wanted to become the king. They did not have desire.
But also who create? That Krishna only, Ram means like God is creating the desire also.
No. So desire, no, Krishna is not creating desire, Mataji. For instance, government has created jail. Why? So that the wrong people would be transformed. It looks like a punishment, but that is not a punishment. That is for their transformation. That you come inside the jail because you are very dangerous to the society. You reform, you become a good person, and then you leave the jail. The purpose of a transformer is to give electricity to the whole country. But if someone will go and sit on the transformer, they will get electric shock, isn't it? So that thing can be good and bad, provided how it is used. So similarly, Krishna created desire, okay? But now to use that desire is up to us. So he has given a free will to all of us, and he never interferes in that free will. Because if there is no free will, Mataji, how will I choose who I love? Or how will I choose anything? It means I will go around marrying all the women in the world because I am a robot, isn't it? I don't have a free will. But Krishna has created desires and at the same time he gave free will. Now you choose. After speaking Bhagavad Gita, he says to Arjun, now whatever you want to do, you do. You want to fight, you fight. You don't want to fight, you don't fight. I have given you what I wanted to. So this is the Krishna way. That you have a desire, Mataji, and this desire will, even when we go back to Godhead, we still will have that desire. But then our desire will be completely transcendental and in accordance with the other gopis and gopsakhas. Now it is only for ourselves to lording it over. So do you understand the difference?
Yes.
Yeah.
One more question, means not question, just like you explain like what I heard when Brahma, means like it's on Jagannath temple, when Indradhanva king went to Brahmlok to invite Brahma for the Pranpratishtha of Jagannath. Before Jagannath, instead Nrsimha Maharaj, Lord Nrsimha was there. So is it true? Because in Puri Jagannath temple also Adi Nrsimha temple is there. So I read somewhere like before Jagannath got, means like Pran Pratishtha happened, before Pran Pratishtha happened for Jagannath. Lord Nrsimha was there first.
Narsimhadev was no. It was actually Neelamadhav.
Neelamadhav, that I know because when after coming back from Brahmlok, so there was a fight because by that time another king occupied the temple.
Actually at that time, complete one kalp of Brahma had passed.
Yeah.
So by the time Indradyumna Maharaj got to Lord Brahma, and Brahmaji first refused, and he was persistent that no, you have to be the Purohit, you have to do the Pran Pratishtha, so you better come with us. So by the time he comes down, there were many yug that had passed away. And this Narsimhadev story, I'm not very sure about it, Mataji, but now that you have come to me, I will definitely check that for you and get back to you. Okay. Regarding that.
Great. Because I read somewhere like before Jagannath Pran Pratishtha happened, Nrsimha Bhagavan was there. Because when Indradyumna came from Brahmlok, so many years passed in between. So because by that time another king was ruling Puri, so there was like conflict between Indradyumna and that king. I forgot that king name.
Some Chaya or something. He was a duplicate. He was posing himself as I have gotten the deities of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. But there is a Leela of Jagannath actually. So to Jagannath they offer very hard. I think that is in Hindi akhrot or something like that, which is very difficult to chew actually. So then one time what happened was that the head pujari, he saw that for the past some day they are giving this to Jagannath to chew. And why are they giving? He was angry and he said, hey, don't give it anymore because he cannot chew that. And in the dream, Jagannath comes to that head pujari and he says, why did you stop that? I chew that as Narsimhadev. And then he showed his Narsimha form to that head pujari, Lord Jagannath, that I am only Narsimhadev. And then the next day, head pujari said, continue giving that to him because he eats that in the form of Narsimhadev. So if that is the story, it might be true. But I have the story. I know there could be mentioned. Maybe I have missed that. But I will get back to you 100%. I will let
because Brahma also confronted because Brahma also did the Pran Pratishtha for Nrsimha Bhagavan. So Brahma gave the witness. He was the witness. No, I did this Pran Pratishtha. So before Jagannath, Nrsimha Bhagavan was there. In fact, in Puri temple, inside Puri temple also, Adi Nrsimha temple is there.
Yes, that is true. There is.
So I just want to know, I read somewhere because being from Puri also, I was not aware of this. So I am checking with you.
No, I will definitely 100% Mataji. It is good for me as well to get this knowledge. I will let you know soon.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Very good. Yep. Any other question? Okay. So
one more point.
Hi, Prabhu.
When we were in 11 days in Jagannath Puri, for Mangal Arati, we went to Chota Gopinath's temple. Chota Gopinath. There's a big story about that and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but I'll talk some other time.
Sure. Now we will cover all these pastimes, Prabhuji, when we are near the Jagannath Rath Yatra.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I have to give a lecture on Thursday in the temple, so I will be preparing for that. So probably we won't have classes tomorrow, day after tomorrow. The next class would be Thursday in the temple. Then Friday I am starting a new batch of Bhagavad Gita actually for different country online. They requested me and I could not refuse. So probably this is the only class, and if time permits, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I might have a class. But if not, then all of you who are in Dublin are welcome to come to the Dublin temple on Thursday. We will have the grand lecture on the lifetime of Advaita Acharya. Okay, so that's from my side. Thank you for joining, everyone. Hare Krishna and good night.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.